Welcome to another video from Avenue X, looking at Chinese drama land in the past week. It's another cloudy, rainy, miserable day in Chongqing, so we're gonna do it at home. And the first big thing I want to talk about is, as of now, filming it on Friday, the Valentine's Day of 2025,哪吒Second, the movie, has managed to break the record of 10 billion RMB in box office. Technically, the number was already achieved last night around 7 p.m. Counting in the pre-sold ticket, cinemas are scheduling films about 4 or 5 days ahead. But if you're counting real time, people who have entered the theater to watch the movie and only count those numbers, it also has broken the record of 10 billion this morning. It's old news that哪吒 2 is the highest grossing movie ever happened within China, made by a Chinese company, but now it is entering the chart of the highest grossing movies globally, counting in live action and animation. It is very likely by the end of it, it's gonna end up within the first 20, even first 10, really depending on first how long this movie is gonna stay in theater. Also globally, when this movie gets released outside China, how much it could do. Initially, it wasn't even gonna be screened in Hong Kong, but now Hong Kong has imported it. All 4 major cinema lines, and they're gonna screen the movie at the very end of February. North America, Australia, New Zealand, they're all doing it. Still quite limited screening because Captain America 4 is also happening. Most European countries haven't yet announced whether they're gonna take哪吒 2 into their own cinema. If that happens, that will increase the global box office of this movie furthermore. But by anyone's reasonable or extremely optimistic estimation, it's unlikely that the box office outside of China's domestic market is going to meaningfully impact much of how this movie is going to get positioned eventually on the chart of all the highest grossing movies in this world. So it's not going to, say, change it from ranked 20 to ranked 10. Maybe it's gonna just nudge the number a little bit. So I think right now, among the Chinese cinema goers who have watched this movie in theater and probably more than once, such as me, the overall atmosphere and what we're thinking about is it has already achieved historical record. It doesn't need to prove itself to anyone anymore. It's already a miracle. Let's have fun and cherish it. In terms of how far eventually it's gonna go, where it's gonna end up, obviously the more the merrier, but then it's not gonna change the fact that it already has made history. Now all the pressure is on the studio and the company to make the third one. How do you even top that? I'm really happy to see a Chinese movie, an animation movie, that doesn't include any traffic actors in any way, manage to make history and prove to the world and also to China's film and television industries. It's not that audiences have lost interest in content. It's not they only have patience for 2-minute short, episodic, vertical, stupid Lu dramas. It is you make crap, therefore people don't pay their money. They have money, they'd rather spend on other things instead of going to a cinema or pay a subscription to whatever platforms to watch television series. But if you have something that is not even, let's say, masterfully to the point where, oh my god, this is the best story ever written, not even close to that point, but it's with enough heart and hard work and respect to the audience's intelligence and time and money, people are gonna flock. It also shows the potential of the cinema and content market in China is vastly underestimated and vastly untapped. But if you want to release the monster, let's say, behind, you have to do good work. You have to earn it. And I think this teaches all those proud, conceited, incompetent content makers a big lesson, a wild slap across their face, and I'm just so happy to see it. Okay, so let's now move on to the drama news. Yesterday, Thursday, we had a 30 episodes period idol drama going live on the platform Tencent. It pretty much is a drama that gets no promotion. 整敌他千娇百媚. It is led by Lin Yun and Fang Yilun, fictional period drama setting that kind of looks like Tang Dynasty based on the costumes of the characters, but not really. And then it is a story about a girl whose parents are dead, and then she's brought up by her uncles and aunts who are not very kind and trying to take her money from her. She runs away from an arranged marriage and trying to do her own marriage within her family's tradition, where the girl becomes the house runner and then the husband is kind of married into the family. And obviously, she's going to run into our male lead, played by Fang Yilun, and it's going to be a comedy, romantic story. I've watched one episode. It is a 普普通通古偶, very, very ordinary period idol drama. I would probably not click back into this drama just because with what I've watched, I'm like, yeah, it's like nothing keeps me here. So move on to the next thing. Just so you know, it's out there if you're interested. Tomorrow, on a Saturday, we should have another 30 episodes contemporary romantic drama also going live on the platform Tencent. Chinese title is 树下有片红房子. English title, if I find it, and if it's there, I'll type it out. It's the high schooler age youth romantic drama led by 翟潇闻, 周柯宇, Yang Xizhi, He Qiu. I know them, but I don't know them that well. They've been in many things, but I don't think anybody had a super, hot drama. Very commonly themed romantic drama that, I have definitely grown past too much. Even their campus is too young for me. My campus time was last century. Previously, with what I've seen them in, right, I'm hardly interested in any of them. So it's very likely I'm not going to check it out. But again, it's just another drama that's out there if you're interested. Then on the 17th, so Monday coming up, Mango is going to release its 180天重启计划 drama, Me and My Family. It is supposedly 27 episodes now, led by Wu Yue and Zhou Yutong playing mother and daughter. And this is a very unusual case of the mother, by the age of 50, decided to embark on a romantic journey and actually got pregnant, and she's going to give birth to a child who would be a lot younger than the eldest child, the daughter played by Zhou Yutong, who's in her 30s. So she practically has a younger sister who can be young enough to be her own daughter. And that makes a really weird family dynamic, still not very common, let's say, anywhere. And then that will involve also their love interest, the mother and the daughter, played by Geng Le and Liu Chang. Family drama, Mango's strong suit. Totally depends on if the script is well written and if the acting works out. One day after that, Tuesday 18th, Youku's Nan Hong, the Frist Frost, led by Zhang Ruonan and Bai Jingting, and the sister drama of Hidden Love, talking about the Hidden Love's main characters' brothers' love story, shot in Chongqing right after Spring Mountainogy last year. I think my channel viewers will be very familiar with this IP. Previously, with Bai Jingting being the male lead in a romantic, whether it's period or contemporary drama, I didn't have bad impression of his acting. Always just like, it's watchable, but it's about that. Let's see if this time it's gonna work. I hope they don't make it, how do we put it? If the director and the actor, particularly the male actor, becomes too self-aware of they need to portray a super attractive, charismatic or whatever male lead, it tends to flop the drama really bad these days. You cannot make the male lead character too self-conscious about himself being the center of a narrative and then camera is on him and he needs to look good and be cool all the time. Just think about a couple of failed male lead characters in contemporary romantic dramas in recent years. They all have this problem of being too self-aware. Looking at the trailer, it just vibes quite dangerously close to that territory. So in a few days' time, we'll find out whether this drama is going to be his savior or it's just gonna provide more raw material for people to rant about. Then we have quite a lot of probably well-aired drama, although none of them has confirmed. I'll quickly mention some of them. First, on Tencent, you have the period drama led by Chen Duling and Xin Yunlai, The Glory, 贵女. That is very likely, if not airing at the end of this month, then March. Then we have another drama that probably will have a bigger audience demographics, and certainly a lot of people will click into it just because of the lead. Another Tencent drama, contemporary one, 骑士, playing Go, because it's led by Wang Baoqiang. He hasn't been in a drama for quite a while. He's been in films for the last how many years? And this is led by him, Chen Minghao, Li Naiwen, Wang Zhi, all very well-known actors. And it's a pretty interesting story about a guy who teaches Go, realizing he can branch off and using his talent at Go at crime. Totally depends on if the script is clever and then the direction works out well, then it could be potentially another, let's say, hot drama for Tencent. I think they would bet money on this one. Other dramas such as 北上 from 爱奇艺 Northward, the one I've mentioned multiple times, led by Oh Hao and Bai Lu, is also very likely to show up within the next month. So above are the films and dramas related news this week. Then finally, to wrap up, in a couple of hours time, this evening on Friday, Valentine's Day, the third season of the variety show on Tencent that has created a lot of internet discussions previously, 演员请就位. Actors, please get ready, that show. the third season is gonna air. I talked about it at the end of last year or beginning of this year. I remember when they started shooting. This time, the panel will be slightly different than before due to certain people literally got cancelled over the last couple of years, so they can't get them back. But then they know that certain people, when they show up, will definitely create a lot of discussion, such as Chen Kaige, so they got him back, and even Li Chengru, hoping probably they're gonna fire bullets at each other while they're commenting on people's performance and acting. And you know, for this type of show, it is not about actually competing between the 46 contestant actors on this show on stage, because it is actually stupid to think that a live performance on stage with cameras set up from different angles can be, let's say, compared to each other, or can work the same way to the audiences live within the auditorium and the audiences watching the camera captured moments in the film form. You cannot really compare a theatrical setting performance to a cinematic performance, because they don't work in the same way at all, and everybody, I think, knows about that. So in itself, this show is not about actually competing or showing who's acting better than other. It is basically an internet hashtag generating traffic and eye-grabbing, attention-grabbing game. You as the audience is the product, because you watch it, and you watch it with ads, and then platforms generate profit from doing that. I think people all know that, but then it would not stop people from having fun. If epic things happen, which I'm pretty sure, even if it doesn't happen, Tencent will force it to happen with their script or with their editing in post-production to make sure it's not gonna look boring. It's gonna be filled with tea. It's just really funny to see 2025 on Valentine's Day. In the cinema, you have an animation movie breaking all the records of Chinese box office. Captain America also gets officially released, although if you look at domestic Chinese box office on today, it looks absolutely pathetic in number in comparison to China's own production. At the same time, you have this television variety show that's running into its third season and known for creating drama, cashing in on people's hatred, literally, of poor content creation by making more poor content, all happening on the same day. And sometimes you feel like scriptwriter in heaven, or the universe, or our timeline writer, sometimes he gets or she gets, or no gender, they get, politically correctly speaking, so lazy. Do all the plot in one scene type of thing. Anyway, I'm just having way too much fun with my observation of human existence these days. I'm just really, really happy that I picked this time to exist as a human on Earth. Honestly speaking, I don't think any other time in the last how many thousands of years would be more interesting than now. And this is like front row ticket, viewing human civilization, going into all kinds of crazy situations that just completely weren't thinkable, imaginable for people, let's say, only half a century ago. Thank you for watching AfterUX. Hope you've had fun watching my video. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.